There was someone on the internet yesterday from a website named Derek Padula, and he actually sent Chris Sabat and Sean Schemmel some emails about Kai because this was announced. So he shot him an email saying, "Hey Chris Sabat, I'm not sure if you heard, but Dragon Ball Z Kai has been announced by Toei to return. Can you say anything about it?" And Chris Sabat actually did respond to him saying, "I seen the article that Dragon Ball Z Kai Buu arc has been announced in Japan, and that's great news. There is still no word as to whether or not the dub is happening in the United States or not." And this is strange because the interviewer mentioned that Sean Schemmel, way back in April of 2013, said, this is just a little snippet of what he said, "I'm about to finish the Buu saga for Dragon Ball Z Kai." Now after that, he was waiting for a reply from Chris Sabat, and Chris Sabat responded saying, "Jokes aside, there is still no announcement about Kai in the United States. All I can confirm with you is that the Buu arc has not been recorded." Then after that, the Anime News Network, taking the same article, because generally Anime News Network just takes articles that are brought up to them, and they pretty much stated their own thing, claiming that Funimation has confirmed with them that they have not even touched the product. And I can inform everyone right now that that statement is complete bullshit. And there's so many reasons why. So here's reason number one. Now back in 2013, as I mentioned with Sean Schemmel's post, Kyle Haber randomly on his own Facebook, Twitter, brought up something out of the blue. Because he and Sean Schemmel on the same day actually believed that they got permission to announce that they were returning. So Kyle Haber on his Twitter said, "I just got the blessing to announce that I will be returning as Gohan for the Buu saga of Dragon Ball Z Kai. No release or broadcast dates for now. For those who overlooked Kai because of the edits on television, remember, it's uncut on DVD Blu-ray. Pretty psyched to return to the role that began my voice acting career. Recording in a few weeks." Now, you see, after that, a fan actually asked him, "Oh, so when are you going in?" And Kyle Haber said, "About 2 weeks." And he did actually, in fact, go in 2 weeks later. Because we actually got a Twitter from Mike Farland, who is the voice director for One Piece, and he's also Master Roshi. He does a lot. He posted a picture of Kyle Haber in the recording studio, saying, "Whoa, look who's in town. I wonder what he's for." He was there for Kai. Now, I also want to bring up what Sean Schemmel said in his own interview. "Well, of course, the Dragon Ball series has a special place for me in my heart. But there are also other projects that were more quote-unquote fun for a number of reasons. Kappa Mikey comes to mind, which was a parody about anime. Recording both the audiobooks Shit My Dad Says and I Suck at Girls was totally a blast to work on because those books are hilarious. But most recently, getting to play Batman/Bruce Wayne in the iPad game, Batman The Dark Knight Rises by Gameloft was really, really thrilling. I consider it a major career highlight. I am currently working on Yu-Gi-Oh! Exela, and I am about to finish the Buu saga for Dragon Ball Z Kai." Now, as you see, 2 individual actors stated that they were returning. Now, believe it or not, there was a big topic on the Funimation Facebook page where we all spoke about this. We spoke about, hey, Kyle Haber and Sean Schemmel said they're returning. And then suddenly the next day, Sean Schemmel's interview didn't disappear, but Sean Schemmel stopped promoting it. Kyle Haber's posts, all of them, from Facebook, Twitter, and any other social media thing he would use, and that Facebook page were gone. They were gone the next day. They were just deleted, pulled. What happened here was that they were not supposed to let people know. There was a mix-up. They probably thought they were given the okay, and they probably got a phone call being told, "Yeah, you're not supposed to say anything yet." Whoops. And so after that, they had to do some damage control. I think they got rid of that post on the Facebook thing because they didn't want to bring more attention to it. They kind of wanted to keep it pushed away to the side. So, if what Chris Sabat and Funimation are insinuating that they haven't recorded anything, they wouldn't have bothered to pull any of this stuff. Now, there's also this. Laura Bailey, about in October, went to a convention, and she actually began her convention using her Trunks voice. And so she said, "I don't know if I can tell you guys, but I just got a cool job very recently. But I don't think I'm allowed to say anything, but, I'm back." And so someone in the audience who was recording this said, "For Kai, you're returning for Kai, right?" And Laura Bailey said, "Yes." Then after that, that fan and Laura Bailey had a one-on-one conversation. And Laura Bailey pretty much said to her, yes, I am returning for Kai, but we're not that far into dubbing. Like, we're still working on it. There's no way they are not dubbing it like Chris Sabat and Funimation claim they are, because why would all these actors say that? Let's go back to the East. These are all the actors from the West. So let's go back to the East with Maizumi Tanaka and Ryu Harukawa. As I stated before, they both said the US would get it first. Why would they lie about this? It doesn't make sense. Why would they lie that it's coming out to the international market? Why would Ryu Harukawa state that the US would get it first? It doesn't make sense. I mean, he doesn't give a crap. They don't give a crap about the US. Why would they? It's not their homeland. So why would they lie about it? And then let me close this off with this, for this topic. Al Halbert on his own Twitter got a message from a fan saying, "Hey Kyle, I don't know if you heard, but Dragon Ball Z Kai has been confirmed to return on April 6th. I'm pretty excited." Now Kyle Halbert reading this, his first response was, "What? Where? Link?" And then after the fan posted a link to him, his response was, "That's the Japanese version." Isn't that a little strange? Because it makes it sound like he was a little confused it makes it sound like that he thought the American announcement was made. That the American air date was just announced of when it was going to show. Because his response was, that's the Japanese version. Like he was expecting the American date to come first. And it was like, wait a minute, why haven't I been informed of this? I'm working on this. If they hadn't been recording, his response really should have been, "Oh, that's great, I can't wait till we start working on it." But that's not what he said. He said, that's the Japanese version. Before everyone reads too much into that statement from the interview and from the Anime News Network article, you just gotta remember that the English voice actors, and even the Japanese voice actors, for pretty much a year have been stating that they've been recording for US. Now I guess your question here is, well, why would Chris Sabat and Funimation lie about this? Because they have to hold up their NDA, which is the non-disclosure agreement, which pretty much states that when you're a voice actor, you're not allowed to talk about a project until you're given the okay by the company. And I think Chris Sabat being the closest to the company, closer than his 3 co-workers, who are no longer in Texas, they all commute to Funimation for this, would get in a lot of trouble if he pretty much stated, "Yeah, we've been recording." And it's also a little naive for people to believe that they would casually today say, "Yeah, we've been recording." They're saving this one. They're waiting. They're waiting for this announcement. They would not casually interview be like, "Yeah, we've been recording for months, but we're not going to announce anything." I mean, come on. This is Dragon Ball. It's a big deal. They want to make it seem like it's a big deal, bigger than life. So, many people in the end feel like when they do announce Dragon Ball Z Buu Arc for America, many feel that they might be trying to also get Battle of Gods, so that the announcement's not as predictable as we all believe it will be. So that'll be like, here's something you all kind of knew about, and then here's something that you weren't expecting. And it's possible. I mean, I don't care if they get the movie or not. It's not that I'm not excited for the movie, it's just I care more about the Kai than the movie. That's just me, though. I'm very excited. I really hope we hear about the US side of things soon, because I would love to buy the show, continue to buy it, because, when they come back with it with Part 9, I'm hoping we'll maybe see a May or June, possibly a July release date for it. And yeah, I'm pretty happy about this news, and it made my day yesterday. And with that, I am going to catch you all later. So, actually, before I close out this ramble, I forgot a few points. One point that I forgot about is from the website that did give this interview, he actually did update later in the day. He actually finally got an email from Sean Schemmel, and he did reply saying, "I'm sorry to say, but I cannot comment on the Buu saga at this time." Which actually helps bolster the fact that they are most likely using this whole "we haven't recorded anything yet" as a NDA protection kind of thing. Because if what Chris Sabat was saying is true, Sean Schemmel's answer should also be a no, not a "I cannot comment at this time." If anything, Sean Schemmel's statement's a little more, I would argue, professional, while Chris Sabat's may have been a little pranks, kind of like a prankster joke, which I don't think was the best way to comment on this, but there's that. Now, there's also something else I wanted to talk about, but it slipped my mind as I was doing the ramble, And with the return of the Boo arc, we're also most likely going to get brand new opening and closing songs. Now, I think for the opening song, we can keep Dragon Soul, and I have no issue with that. We'll just have like new animation to work with the Boo arc. But I actually wouldn't mind a different opening, because I love Dragon Soul, but another one wouldn't hurt. I think it would be cool if they actually used Flow's Head Shala that they had for the Battle of Gods movie, because I heard that in Battle of Gods, it's not really used. The hero song from Flow is actually used more, which is a pretty badass song. So, I don't know, for me, since Head Shala was not really used, it would make sense to use that. It would also kind of be like a nice throwback to Dragon Ball Z. It's like, the old song is now the new song, in a sense. The closing song, I actually don't care. I don't care what it is, because the closing songs in Dragon Ball Kai are good, but they're nothing spectacular. So, a new one wouldn't hurt, and I have a feeling they will do one. It seems like they did a closing song per arc, even though technically the Saiyan arc and the Frieza arc had the same ending, but whatever, details. So I wouldn't mind that at all. I think we will keep the same eye-catch style, but all Boo arcs, so we'll have like the split screen of the two different characters and sometimes the full screen. I just hope they put a little more effort into the artwork, because by the Cell arc, they got a little lazy. Because if you actually look at all the Cell arc eye catches, it's a lot of repeats. There's really no excuse for that, because there just isn't. They could have done a lot more, because like near the end of the Cell arc, they had a picture of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and then a picture of Cell. And I think that was supposed to mimic the really nice looking pictures of like Frieza and Goku during their own fight. But the problem was that Gohan's picture wasn't drawn very well, which is annoying. Cell was drawn okay, but Gohan was not. And personally, I think what they should have done as it went on, especially near the peak of the battle, for the eye catches, they should have changed it to like having Gohan and Goku doing the father-son Kamehameha, and then have Cell doing it on the opposite side, so have them on different sides. I just thought that would have been nicer. So hopefully with the Boo arc, they won't be as lazy with the eye catches. And finally, because I did forget to do this, I want to thank all the sources where I've actually gotten all this information. I want to thank Kanzenshu, which is a great Dragon Ball website. I actually believe everyone who is a Dragon Ball fan should really go there to get their information. It's accurate, and they do their work. They don't just pull crap out of their butt. They actually do the work, and they make sure it's understandable to everyone easily. And I want to thank their community, their forum community, because that's where a lot of this information came from, especially from a Japanese poster there, but I will not mention his name out of courtesy. And I just want to thank them all for posting links, which is where I got most of this stuff. I also want to thank Miss DBZ Babe for her Twitter post, and she didn't provide it, I found it. And I also want to thank the interviewer who actually did bring up this interview, because it's a good discussion to talk about. I will provide all the links of where I got everything in the description of the video. And with that, I will catch you all later.